Well, here's our problema. Little carburetor issue here. Think that'll run? Here's our carb.
Holy, yeah,
This thing is screwed. I think Amazon has like 2-hour delivery in Pennsylvania. All right, so we took a field trip to a place and got a used carburetor, but it's the wrong size carb. It's a little bit too big. We're gonna try it anyways. All right, we're gonna try to start it with a different carburetor that's too big for this tractor, but we're gonna try it. All right, Charlie, give it a hit. Yeah! Woo! All right, let's see. We're gonna start it again and try to drive it.
Ready?
Yep. I don't know if I got to give it more throttle when you try to start it. All right, hit it. No, I'm just trying to drive. Oh, this was this rock. Right, so none of us know how the heck this tractor works. We've never even seen one of these Rapids before, and they're all, European engineering, Swedish or whatever the heck it is. So we're trying to figure out how to get this thing to drive, and we're used to regular Graveleys, and we think that something's disengaged, like the axle's not engaged or something like that. I hear something grinding in there. Nothing? Yeah, I mean, it's definitely grinding if I push it up. Yeah, it's not, there's no way it's in gear. No, that has nothing to do with it, I don't think. Look, if you go like this, it's grinding. Hit that, feel it up if you hit it. See what I'm saying? So here's what we figured out. This handle wasn't moving before. If you watch down there, you see this little thing that's moving.
You know how like it keeps getting stuck?
That's freed up now,
I think
so maybe it's going to drive.
Solid in there. So let me get a 13 and a 10. We'll look at 10.
Everything on this turd is a 10. We got 10s over here. So in here is a brake disc that's stuck. And we got to clean that up and free it up before we can try to drive this thing.
Well, I'd probably take that caliper.
Yeah, this part here going across, I think, is the caliper. Like that castle nut on the bottom.
25% thicker. It's not going to go through.
That thing is just going to disintegrate when you hit it with a wrench, right?
Well, I'm going to take that bolt and that.
Oh.
On YouTube, that's all.
Oh, wait. All right, let's see. Oh, that wasn't so bad. That's easier to take off than a regular gravy wheel.
Yeah, if it's up in the air.
Yeah.
Because that'll keep you from breaking. When you hit something, that'll keep you from
So,
breaking
let's see.
that cast. Think about that.
Cool.
Like a glove.
I get this rusty bolt off of there.
Oh man, I don't know if I'm going to get an angle on that one.
Oh, man, I need a flexi job,
I
huh?
got a. No, that one's an 11.
There you go.
What's that impact?
Throw a 12 on there.
I don't care.
I have that
I want this thing
bracket
to
to
run.
work around.
I want to make the
Brackets and
3RW.
probably going to have to.
All right, let's see.
Living on the edge.
Yep,
We're not square.
yep, all right.
Look at that.
They're not square.
The gravely gods are smiling upon us.
The Swiss gravely gods. The rapid gods are like, those American dudes figured our shit out. Holy cow. They're smarter than we thought they were.
All right, it's loose.
We never should have started exporting metric wrench.
That's still seized.
Right there by his knee.
Well, after a little hammering and prying and tinkering, we got that thing freed up. And this thing is really complex. There's an electric PTO clutch in there. You saw that big cog belt. That thing is actually driving where the PTO clutch is. The wiring doesn't work on this thing, nothing. But let's see if we can at least drive it and see how it feels. Take a spin. So the flip flop, get black stuck on. You must have to pull it back for it to be not on. Because I couldn't turn it. Yeah, it goes real between them. Yeah. See how it will turn? It is like the PTO. We had it running, and you saw my buddy Dennis there driving it, and then you saw Rich, its owner, driving it at the end. And it was getting late in the day, and we wanted to get the heck out of Pennsylvania because there was a big snowstorm coming, And it's like 4 hours for me to get to Connecticut from the Delaware, Pennsylvania line where we were. And then Dennis was with me, and Dennis has like 3 hours, 2.5 or 3 hours to go back to Massachusetts from Connecticut. And we're trying to beat the snow. We'll see how that worked out. Well, we're driving here, leaving Pennsylvania, going to New Jersey here, the Commodore Barry Bridge. Now, it's supposed to be snowing on our way home, so we're a little nervous about this. You think it's raining now, or sleeting, or what do you think, Dennis?
It's like a little bit of sleep.
Sleet and rain? Yeah.
It ain't snowing.
Ain't the best, huh? It's a big bridge, huh? Cool.
Been up nervous just to you to slow down.
Whatever. Slow down, whatever.
Speed up.
Speed up. Yeah, it's a pretty cool bridge. Can't see anything. It's all foggy and wet. Alright, later. Just leaving Wawa here. Got this whole bag of drinks. Yep. Alright, cool. Getting on the Jersey Turnpike here. We got to pick a ticket. Let me see. Take ticket. You got a ticket for me? Thank you. Bye. Have a good day. Let's see. I think we should go north. What do you think? Want to go Delaware or New York? All right, we'll go to New York. All right, we made it to the Garden State here. Still got about 2 hours before we're home. But it's still snowing. It's sticking to the side of the road, but not to the road. Car says it's 33 degrees, so we'll see what happens here. See what happens. I made it to the Montvale rest stop here on the Jersey Garden State Parkway. It's right about on the New York border, and the snow is starting to stick, so we figured we'd go in here and use the bathroom in case we get in a big traffic jam in the snow. New Jersey shirts. Oh yeah. Well, I'm just about home. Luckily, the roads, this is the worst road the whole way. It was snowing the whole time from like central New Jersey all the way up to through New York. But this is the worst it's been. This is a town road. All the state roads had a ton of salt on them and were just pretty much wet pavement for the most part. When we got to the Connecticut line on Route 84, there was a little bit of snow cover there, but that was about it. But Dennis has to drive back to Massachusetts. It could take him another 3 hours, so I hope he does okay. He's got the hard part here. I made it home. Now I got to cover the tractors because it's going to snow tonight, so see if we can get these things fixed up. Well, it ended up taking Dennis like 5 hours to get home, going like 20 miles an hour on the interstate the whole way, but he made it painfully. And what an awesome trip it was. I can't wait for the next blow-in in February of 2026. I'm all fired up already for that, so stay tuned for that coming up soon.